Hello everyone. Sorry here. Thank you so much for joining me. This is a Trinity Stamps July release. I am going to be creating a fun project today. I won't be able to complete it because my project's going to be pretty big, but we'll start it and I'll show you what I'm going to be doing with it. So what I'm going to do is just show you each item that I'm going to be playing with, and I'll start off with the circle frames. The reason I brought this out, this is the circle card die. It has been out for a few releases now. It's the one where you can make a donut or a bagel and it makes that circle card. But now there is a circles frame. So instead of trying to get your circle dies to try to make the perfect frame, you can now do this with ease, with much easier. And this largest circle fits fits this circle here. So if you have this works well because you will have the perfect size to work with. So I'll be working with that. I also will be working with the Celebration emoji add-on. I just love the emojis. That's all I really focused on last. Well, that's not true, but I focused heavily on the emojis last release because I love them so much. This one is an add-on. However, you don't need the basic, this one right here. You don't need this basic emoji die set to work with this one, because this one does include some eyes, it has a mouth, and this will create the emoji blowing one of those noisemaker thingies and have a party hat. So you have the hat with the stripes, there's confetti, that's its mouth, eyes, eyebrows, and then that's the mouthpiece that connects to this. So you don't need the emoji builder die set. You also don't need this circle die set. Like if you have the circle die, then you can use that, but this works. This allows you to do it easily because it's all meant to work together. So we'll put this aside because I will be using some elements in here, but I just wanted to show you that this is the original, this is an add-on, but you don't need the two because, like I said, there are eyes and a mouth, but if you wanted to have more options, then this would be handy. And then there's also the all hands emoji. So this is the builder. Once again, you don't need to have this one because there are some pieces in here that will allow you to create emojis without relying on that. So that's very friendly because you have the zipper mouth. You can make just a simple smiley mouth. There's that's not meant to be a smile, but you could. That's that little crooked, I don't know, comme ci comme ça. Whatever word that is. So you don't need it, but if you like the hands, because these hands can be used for anything. You don't have to use these for emojis. If you have a stamp or a die that you want a comical relief, you can use these to just add it. It's quite hilarious. I've been playing with them. So that's the all hands emoji that's in this release. And then this is so fun. Okay. This is called the mini album tab, and what it does is it converts your projects, your dies, into albums. And you have three ways of doing it. You can use the small one, there's the 3-hole, and there's the 2-hole. Essentially what I've been working with is this one and the circle die. So I've been attaching this to the circles, and that's what we're going to be doing today. And then these are the reinforcers that you would put on the hole. I actually went on Amazon and bought some little rings because I didn't have any. And so I am hoping they show up today because I am doing my recording so that I can show you my project. So if not, then I'll just have to use string, but we'll see if it shows up today. But this is what I'm going to be working with, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So I hope you are enjoying this release. There is a lot of great products. Don't forget, there's an Instagram hop as well. So check that out and see what everyone else is creating with it. So without further ado, let's start creating a fun card. So we're going to start off cutting our bases. Now I'm going to use white with this circle die because I have a lot of white cardstock. But I am going to be using some black rings around it. So if you did not want to have a black and white because they're so contrasting, you could cut this in black and then you won't have to worry about it. In fact, I'll show you what happens because I misaligned my ring a little later and you'll see what I can do. But I'm going to stick with white because I have so much white. It's just silly not to use the white for this piece because you're not going to see it for the most part. So those are essentially the circles that I'm going to be putting my ring binder to. So they're just there to be stability. So the thicker your cardstock, the better, I would say, but depends on how many layers you add. So I'm going to cut these rings 4 times. There's 2 more because I'm going to be putting one on the front and one on the back. So now we're going to grab our mini album, and this is what's going to turn these into an album, almost like a page for an album. So I'm going to cut 2 of those out because I'm going to have them glued together. And before I do that, let's just put the reinforcers on. I cut mine in white just so that everything kind of looks a little bit fun. You could do them in black, or you don't need to do them at all. It's up to you. I think it looks cute with just that little bit of embellishment because the whole thing is like circles. So when you add more circles, it just looks really cute. So we'll put those on and everything so far, easy peasy. And what we'll do next is glue these together. I'm only going to glue the top of them because I just want to make sure that they're aligned before I try to put them on. You can see there's a fold line in there. I'm just going to keep above that fold line. I'm not going to use the fold line because I'm going to be putting 2 together, but you definitely could fold that onto your circle if you wanted to. I feel like this, and for this, would be a lot more secure. So let's take our circle, and because we use the circle die, there's going to be that flat edge where they were connected. So I'm going to add some glue on both sides, and I'm going to put it over top of that. No reason other than it's just an easy place to find where to start. If you always do it there, then you never have to think about where it's supposed to go. That's it. Because everything's going to be covered no matter what. So there we go. There is the start of our page. Now we're going to take our rings. This was the circle frames, and this is the larger circle, and it will go around the whole circle. I don't know if you saw the sneak peek with Carrie, but she actually showed what products used with this frame die, and there's quite a few of them. So there was the shaker pouches, and there's 3 sizes in the circle. There were some other dies, so check out the sneak peek, and if you have any of those, then this frame die might actually be a nice little addition to your collection. So there we go. We put them down and do the best you can. And it will fit. If you use liquid glue, you have a little bit more wiggle room, so keep that in mind. But, you know, it is not going to be as noticeable as black and white. So if you were using, for example, different colors, or if you were using the same colors, if you misaligned it, it's not the end of the world because you would probably not even notice. There we go. So I'm going to create 2 of those because we're going to create 2 of these emoji dies. I'm going to start off with the birthday one. I got all the cutting out of the way. I stuck with some simple orange and blue colors, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to put this together. First thing is, don't do what I'm doing. Reverse that because those are actually the eyebrows and the eyes. I had them reversed. I noticed immediately because that was a little too weird. I mean, you can actually do whatever you want. I have a lot of fun just playing around and seeing what you can create. Don't be afraid to just throw the pieces on there and see what happens. Move the eyes in different angles. Raise the eyebrows. You can really make some fun elements. And you know what? My rule of thumb is if it makes you laugh when you look at it, do it. Because that is going to make someone else laugh, hopefully, as well. So there we go. They got all the pieces down. So we got the eyes and the face, and there's the mouth, and it's going to be blowing that. I keep thinking kazoo, but it's not. It's just one of those things. I don't know what they're called. Little blowers. Anyways, all easy to cut out and just place it down. Now the mouthpiece can be in a different color. For some reason, I was thinking it needed to be black, but now that even though I cut in orange, I could see it right there. For some reason, I did it in black. I just assumed that's it. But you can do it any color, whatever works for you. And then for the hat, they will match from side to side. You do just need to make sure there's enough gap in between. And there you go. It's easy peasy. You could ink that. Have you heard that Trinity Stamps has new blending buddies? They're like little sticks, and I haven't used it on these in this project, but I have been playing around with them, and they're very fun. Check out once again the sneak peek, and you'll see Carrie talk about them. I think it was day 2. I'm going to add the confetti. I'm going to follow the packaging because I really like that positioning, and I'm just going to trust that it's going to look good, and that does. That is fantastic. I just love how simple this is, but how beautiful it is. So you can see right there, because I was using the frame dies, this is the inset of the largest frame. It fits perfectly inside there. So when you're cutting all your rings and your papers in different colors, don't throw any of it out, because you can use those for other pages in your album. And I'm going to be keeping all of mine, and I'll show you some examples that I did while I was waiting for my Amazon package. So now I can easily just glue this right onto the frame. I am okay that this sticks out because I want to be, this album is going to be a little bit more fun. It's going to be all over the place when it's done, hopefully. So here we go. So you can see that because I'm using white and black, all I have to do is just take a Sharpie, go over those lines wherever it's white, and look at that. You can't even tell. It's no problem. So don't worry too much if you accidentally go a little crooked. But like I said, I'm using black and white, so you're really going to see that white. And then we'll just add that yellow circle, and we can work on that another time. Okay, so now that we got the first one done, let's quickly, like very quickly, I'm going to speed this up for you. Let's quickly make a second one. And I'm going to break it up a little bit. I'm not going to do exactly what it's meant to. So I'm going to take the one little hand there. I think that's the right hand. I'm going to take the eyeballs. So this is the all hands emoji. And then I'm going to bring in the basic emoji just for that little mouthpiece and the heart. So let's fast forward this. I'm going to really get this going just to not take up too much time. I just thought this was really cute. And once again, all you need to do is just play with the pieces, let them fall on the ground. Like, I'm recreating what I already created while playing. So that's why I'm able to just quickly do this. But I spent some time just playing with all the pieces and seeing what happens. And then finally, we'll put the little kissy face there. What I'm going to be creating is kind of the kiss and blow emoji. I don't think this one exists, but I thought it was really cute, tying it all in together. So there we go. I'm going to put that hand down. It's going to be blowing you a kiss. And I'll prop up the heart just to give it a little bit of dimension so it's not so flat, and do the best that I can to make sure I don't cover too much. I want to make sure you can tell that it's kissing. And there we go. I think this is absolutely adorable, and then we'll finish it off with another circle, and we can finish this at another time. So there we go. That's how it works. Okay, so Amazon has come, and I was able to get my little clasps here. Something inexpensive. I didn't put much money into it, so not sure if they're the best quality, but they work. So this is a 1-inch hoop, and it was perfect for showcasing what I want. Now, this isn't a finished project. I think I'm going to have a lot of fun playing with this and maybe expanding it to something using the other style. But here's what we have. I created this with you, and then I kind of made this into a little birthday project. So you have the back here, over here, and then you have something simple like have a sweet birthday. You can add images. You could do whatever you want here. If you wanted a picture that was encased, what I would do is probably put the whole circle and then cut the ring on top of it so it looks like it's inside the image, but you don't have to. So you just have to pre-plan what you're going to do. Then I have another side here, matches. I have a blue one here. This is also part of the birthday release. It's just missing the candle. I thought I'd have some fun with some glitter and just play around with the die. keeping the glitter. And of course, there we go with the last image with the little kiss and passing it on. Looks like my black paper has a little bit of fuzz to it, but so there you go. This is absolutely fantastic. I love this. You easily can create simple little albums. It doesn't have to be circle. You could do square. You could do whatever you want. You just hide the, well, you don't have to, but what I did was I just hid the tabs so that it looks like it's part of the image using the same color. And I think this is a lot of fun, and you can do whatever you want. This is just a taste, and I think I'm going to be playing around with this. So I hope you enjoyed that. I had a lot of fun playing with it, and until the next time, have a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye.